Hello, I'm live. I was just clearing my throat. Might have to do that a little bit more. Starting out here, this is kind of the first time I'm talking this morning, so you might hear my voice a little choppy. Welcome, welcome. Monday morning here, 11 a.m. My live. I go live every week at 11 a.m. on Mondays. And today we're talking about how to get into the flow because this, I think, stress causes us to be out of the flow. And let's see, what I was going to say. Stress causes us to get out of the flow. And also, being out of the flow causes stress. So it's like this spiraling problem is the more stressed you are, the more out of the flow you are. The more out of the flow you are, the more stressed you are. So it's like compounding itself. And so I want to help you get into the flow so you can feel really good, feel really settled. And that, I'm not like prioritizing being really productive and saying like that. Sometimes that is something that you want to bring into your life. Some of you have to be less productive. Some of you need more space in your life, and some of you need more motivation to do more things. Being in the flow will actually give you both of those things. So if you were in the flow, that means there's spaciousness and all the things that have to get done are going to get done. And let me give you some tips on how to do that because we know stress is a big part. Hi, Stanley. Stress is such a huge part of it. And the reason why stress is such a huge part of it is because when we start to get stressed, it puts those hormones into our brain that makes you overthink. If you ever want to get out of the flow, start overthinking because overthinking really makes you hesitate, makes you analyze things, makes you worry about things, puts pressure on you of things that you don't have to feel pressure on and stress on. It makes up problems or it exaggerates problems that you think might already be there. And so when you're under stress, your hormones, your cortisol, your epinephrine, and that's the adrenaline, is making your prefrontal cortex think more, analyze more, find more problems, worry more. So if you're under stress, you're putting a lot of energy into that head stuff. And it's taking you out of the present moment and the task at hand. So it takes you out of the flow. Now, when you're out of the flow and have that stress and not getting to what you want to get to and not relaxing into it, not enjoying anything that you're doing, that's going to add more stress. That's going to release more hormones, kick up the whole process again. Is that what you want? So, what are the things that are causing stress in your life? So, to get in the flow, we really have to remove the things that take us out of the flow and that stress. One of the biggest causes of stress is high expectations of yourself. So, if you have really high expectations of yourself, it is really hard to stay in the flow because usually when you have high expectations, they're usually unrealistic. If they're perfectionistic, there's no way to achieve perfection. It's just not real. And so it always will get in your way of flow, which makes you double down on your efforts. So you're putting all this effort in and not getting any return on the investment of all those efforts because you're not in the flow. You're really spending a lot of effort on figuring out what to worry about because you're kind of afraid that if you stop worrying about stuff that you'll miss something or whatever, all those excuses that anxiety has to keep you worried are there. So in order to stay in the flow, to prevent yourself from getting out of the flow, you want to not to bring down those expectations to reasonable. And when you bring down the expectations to reasonable, what happens is you stop judging yourself so harshly. So the reason why we judge ourselves is because we have those high expectations. So if you bring those expectations down to reality, then you don't judge yourself so harshly because you don't have those standards to judge yourself against, you see? And so those are the reasons. So usually when we have this to-do list or we have stuff that we want to get done, we put all this pressure on ourselves. And we are in culture to put that pressure on ourselves, but really we are putting that pressure on, and we don't need to put that pressure on ourselves. So, to be in the flow is to do the task, be in the present moment with the task that you're doing. And that could mean rest, being conscious in those tasks and not worrying about them. You'll actually perform better and get more done and have more recovery time and restorative time and actually enjoy that restorative time if you were in the flow. So, I talk about this in actual particular tactics to do this in my Activate group. So it's a self-care group for empaths, and it is an incredible group of people, but it's an open group. So we're looking for some new members to join us. It's every other Tuesday night. We meet from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're interested in all, you just go to this jodiamon.com/group right here, jodiamon.com/group, and you can check it out. It is you get things every week, and then you get live with me once a week, so you get some personal attention. So I'm looking for a couple new members. I don't have room for a lot, but I have room for a couple new members of this group, and I wonder if it'll be you. So thanks so much for watching this video. I don't see any questions, but sometimes StreamYard doesn't let me see the comments that are on the video that are going when I'm live. So I'm going to go back and check out. Oh, Cindy, I see Cindy's comment here. Good morning. Love you too. Thank you. I'm going to go back and make sure I didn't miss any questions and comments today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you here next week. Get your questions ready. I will answer them, and I'll have another great tip for you on how to really take care of yourself so you could live life instead of being overwhelmed. You could live life in overflow. All right. Hopefully I'll see you in my group. Activate.